This week on Garageland, we're talking to Exclaim magazine's May cover artist, Hannah Georgas. In a month that has major albums being dropped by some of the biggest names in Canadian independent music, Georgas' debut full-length, This Is Good, stands out. After her folk-tinged debut EP, The Beat Stuff, her latest record is a much more sonically varied affair with adventurous production highlighting her honest talent as an exciting new Canadian songwriter. Plus, there's this really strange video that you're watching right now for the song Thick Skin, which we will get to later. One of the things I found the most interesting in the difference between your full-length and your EP is stylistically they're sort of pretty far apart. And I'm curious if that's something that you knew that you wanted to do when you were making the EP, that you wanted to make that jump, or was that something that came out of doing a full-length record?
A little bit of both. It was definitely the songs that I have on this record where there's a lot more edge to the songs, and consciously, we had a lot more time to spend on the record too, and really feel how the songs should be, how they should sound.
As a songwriter, do you think the two experiences are sort of comparable? The idea of writing the actual song itself, the core of the song, and then getting to do all that sort of extra stuff, or adding the extra parts and all the sort of production elements and flourishes?
I find for me when I'm writing a song, I am thinking about how as a whole it would sound with other instruments and stuff too. So there's always definitely other things going on in my mind for sure, than just the guitar and my voice in itself. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, totally.
Down with the water, you can dip your tongues in, can almost forget what it was like back then. No one needs to know, no one cares where you've been. No one needs to know.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the video for Thick Skin, which looks like a really harsh fucking time. I just swore and there was a baby in the background of that shot, wasn't there? Hey, I don't think he heard. What was the experience like creating that video?
Well, it was actually a really amazing experience. It intense leading up to it, and thinking about, okay, I'm going to be naked for an entire day with people, with an entire crew.
The nudity seems less intense than just the crawling. Because I imagine, what you see on video as 3 minutes of crawling is like a day of crawling through a weird tunnel.
Yeah, it was about 12 hours of crawling.
What was the worst setting for the crawling?
They were kind of the worst in different ways. The metal scene, that just was kind of hard on my knees. And then the mud scene, it was freezing cold. And then there was one part where I'm kind of climbing through to get out to the open world, and underneath I literally would wait under this hole until they'd be like, action, and I'd climb out and they'd be like, okay, do it again. And so after 10 times you're just kind of freezing underneath waiting for them to tell you to go. It got a little bit.
Being a musician is so glamorous, eh? Wow.
Totally.
Yeah, that sounds like the worst time.
Down with the water, you can